I would argue that a 35mm prime is the best lens to choose if you could only choose one lens to travel with and explore the streets of some interesting city somewhere. I believe it's the best travel photography focal length and one of the best street photography focal lengths too. So for the past few years, I've been using this 35mm prime, which is an f1.8, and it's been very good. It's autofocus, does a great job. But I was wondering, like you do, is there a better lens out there that would do, well, a better job? Well, I thought I should find out. I've been very fortunate for the past 15 or 16 months that I've had access to some of the best new lenses that have been released. I'm a senior staff writer at fstoppers.com and I get to hear about all the latest releases. I get sent a lot of gear to test. There have been so many good lenses launched over the past year. I think I've tested more lenses than I've had hot dinners. If you're new to this channel, I don't do gear reviews here typically. This is all about the creative side of photography, but I do mention things that I feel are noteworthy from time to time, but it's more from a creative standpoint than a gear review standpoint. There are two 35mm lenses that are new to market and actually at opposite ends of the market that I recently got my hands on, and this has made me think, well, what direction do I go? We've got this latest 35mm f1.2 from Viltrox, which is quite honestly incredible. Viltrox have made a number of very good prime lenses over the past 12 months for Canon, Nikon, Sony at a fraction of the price that the camera manufacturers charge for their versions of these lenses. Now at the other end of the market, we've got little lens companies coming along making replica vintage lenses, particularly for Leica's M mount. I'm guessing that's because people are buying Leica cameras and then realizing they can't afford to buy Leica lenses. So these little guys are an absolutely fantastic option at a fraction of the cost, and they're very good. What I love about them is they're tiny and easy to be mounted on Nikon, Sony, Canon, or whatever camera you have. You can find adapters for everything these days. So if I take that cap off, take that cap off, look at the size difference. I mean, isn't that just ridiculous? So here's the dilemma. Do you go this route or this route? Here we have a lens that is fantastic in low light, being f1.2. It focuses instantly and the image quality is spectacular, but it's big and heavy. When you've got this on your camera, particularly with the lens hood, it does draw attention and screams professional photographer. Or do you go the manual focus route with this tiny little guy here? This barely gets noticed, even with an adapter, when it's on a little mirrorless camera out on the streets, which is the reason the Leica M system is so popular. All the lenses and even the cameras are so tiny. So given these choices, for me has been a huge dilemma, but I've finally figured out what the solution should be. Buy both. I've been using this on my Nikon and my Leica film camera for a while now. And oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Manual focus is the better option for street photography in my opinion, particularly if you use zone focusing, which I do most of the time. I just set my focal distance and forget about it. When I take this lens, I'm traveling light and I don't need anything more than a tiny shoulder bag with me. It's perfect for walking the streets, doing street photography. And for me, because I zone focus, I don't really need to shoot any wider than f8. I try to shoot between f8 and f11, but the fact that this is 1.4, it's very handy if I do need to shoot low light, but it's not that often, but it's definitely a nice to have. Before I got my hands on this, I was actually using this little guy. Ooh, that didn't sound very good. A little Nikon lens from the early 80s. It's quite small as well, obviously not as small as this one, but manual focus, built like a tank. It's a great lens. I have to use, this is an old film camera, so it's quite small on here, but for my mirrorless I have to use an adapter, so it does make it a little bit bigger, but not that much. For travel photography, I don't need to be as stealthy, so that's why I've been using this guy, this f1.8 35mm, and it's been really good. The only thing is, when I travel, I do shoot in the evenings and indoors a lot, so in very low light. f1.8 is pretty good, but f1.2, that's about 2.5 stops of extra light. That's a significant amount of extra light to work with. And of course, if I want to separate my subject, this is going to do a better job than that one. So for travel photography, if I am traveling with just one lens, I don't mind using this one. It is a little bit heavier. Well, it's a lot heavier and bigger, bulkier, but it's worth it. However, if I'm taking 2 or 3 lenses, which I typically do, it's a bit more of a problem. This dilemma came about because I'm going to be doing some traveling soon. My first multi-day foreign destination trip, I think in a couple of years. So I'm pretty excited about it. And since all of this new gear came onto the market and has given me so many more options, I'm struggling to figure out what I'm actually going to take with me. So a couple of weeks have gone by and I still have not decided, but if you subscribe, those videos from that trip will be coming up soon. So you'll find out what I did decide and what the outcome was. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. This is just so ridiculously tiny. I love it. I love this lens.